Alrighty, we are rolling.
We are in the stew.
We are here. We have a Banana Man, and we are ready to do something. But hello, welcome to another wonderful episode of the Strange Herd Podcast. I'm your host, Jared Monday, and today we have two very special guests. First, I wanted to introduce Ethan Frost, a good, close, dear friend of mine, and a wonderful drummer. Absolutely not exactly used to having a mic in his face, but
Nah, I'm typically holding it.
but yeah, man, he is awesome. He's here. Anything you want to tell people? Just give them a quick rundown of who Ethan is. Just tell us your whole life and everything, what you do, how you do it, and what you do about it.
In 1999, there was a hospital called Gwinnett Medical. It's still standing. Jeez. No, I'm kidding.
It's not.
It's gone. No, drummer extraordinaire. Not really. Pretty mediocre at best, but I play drums for a really sick band called Hometown Youth. You should check them out.
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple Music, anything that you can get your musical hands on.
New music coming out soon.
New music coming out soon. I'm really excited. I think I showed it to you yesterday.
Yeah.
I just got the cover art back.
Yes.
Yesterday. It looks so cool. I know we're just getting into it. I'm about to plug somebody, but there's a tattoo artist out in Phoenix. Her name's Susie Q at Next Wave Tattoo. She does all of our. Oh, I need to look over there.
You can look wherever, yeah.
Yeah, check her out. She does all of our art, and it's super cool. I think me and Brett are gonna fly out to Arizona in February to get tattoos from her.
And you better take a ton of videos.
Super pumped. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
That's a content goldmine.
I tried to talk him into driving out there, but he's like, man, that's like a day and a half drive. I was like, yeah, Brett, but just me, you, the open road, like all the desert.
No.
He's like, we're gonna hop on a Frontier flight. And we're gonna make it a 3-day trip because I gotta get back to my girlfriend. And I was like, fine.
Fair.
Can't argue about that.
But yeah, man, it's definitely going to be an awesome experience. Seabass is here as well. I was going to say, just to mark that, maybe we can throw that picture up over it when we post it.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I don't have as soon as it
yeah.
By post I'll have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So but and yes, and of course, we have to have the most fun of the bunch, Mr. One and only Banana Man.
Had my stem lacking. What's up, everybody? Yeah.
Man, the hiatus is over. You've been busy doing banana things in all the banana world.
Oh, let me tell you.
Still looking good with those guns, man.
Trying. Didn't have the bands. I normally do some bands before this, but feeling good. Feeling pretty flexible, hydrated.
Potassium, baby.
You're a very stout banana. I just want you to know
that. It really comes out when you hug him.
Oh yeah, we'll have to hug after this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like a handshake. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, I just met the guy.
He's like, after this conversation, though, we're gonna touch here.
Oh my God, me and Banana Man have worked out together so many times. He is, I've had a lot of fantastic workout partners, and I don't have a favorite, but Banana Man is definitely holds a special place in my heart in the gym.
Thank you. Just try to dance. If I can dance and make Jared or really anybody else laugh, I think that's the key. Anybody else laugh. I think that's the key. Because if you're laughing, then you're working your abs, and if you're working your abs, you're working everything. Right?
Exactly.
That's right.
Does wonders for the soul as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's also a mental exercise, but a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I love laughing. Laughing's my favorite hobby.
Dude. Me too. Speaking of gym and laughing, I actually, before I came here, I went to the gym. Not even to work out. I was like, let me get a hydro massage.
Oh,
so you at Planet Fitness.
Wait, whoa. Crunch?
Crunch has them too.
Yeah, I do not agree with, I don't like Planet Fitness as a whole, but I can appreciate where they are for, like, they've hit their niche.
They supply something to a price point. And that's and you know what? That's okay.
That's fine. I think it's the marketing that kind of got me feeling some type of way, because their whole thing was like, hey man, there are no lugheads here. There's nobody that's here that's gonna bench 500 pounds and make you feel inadequate. So come here, pay us a penny for the first 3 months, come for 2 days, and then forget about us because we're only gonna charge you $10.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head because all right, I like the price point of Planet Fitness,
Yeah.
and
Hell yeah.
I ain't been in a while, as you can tell, but yeah, when I saw, dude, $10 a month and you get all the amenities, bro. But when you go in there, all it is kids from the ages of 13 to maybe 16,
Mm-hmm.
and then older people, probably anywhere between 55 to 75.
Just trying to hit some cardio, just get
Yeah.
something on the
There's
elliptical.
2 squat racks in there and like 100 treadmills. Like, I mean, that's their thing.
That's
I
their
can't
thing.
fault them for it.
I mean, yeah.
They got it.
But dude, I will say the funniest thing, you talk about dancing in the gym.
Yeah.
So I go to a gym that I can go to 24/7. And so as you can imagine, there are people there at the wee hours of the morning that are just fucking off their rocker. Like
Good.
God bless him. God bless him. It's fine. It's cool. But this guy was in there and he is just literally it was like a mix between like he was stepping and like voguing. Like he was like doing that little Russian kick thing and like throwing his arms up and like very difficult dance moves to do. Like but
Is this just at the squat rack or?
between the machines just
Oh my!
Nice.
yeah, going from like the
Heart rate
curl
up.
keep going to do some curls. Then he goes over to the machine that's right next to do triceps, and he's just working his way down the line, which is kind of what that's set up in that like segment to do.
It's a progression.
Yeah. It's like, hey, work out this first, second, third. I usually have them in an order at a good gym, but
Yeah, fair enough.
results may vary.
Good point.
But you know what, Banana Man, this is actually a good thing. We got 2 musicians here and a very musically inclined listening banana. No?
Yeah.
You're not a big music fan?
So here's the thing about music. I love people and I love music. Do I love the people in music? I'm sure I do. I just don't know their names. I have such a wide taste for music and I get that from the people that I love because I'm like, oh yeah, listen to this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I
I
really
love
like
this.
Oh yeah, listen to this. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. But I have Pandora. I have the free version of Pandora.
Wow.
I don't download music. I understand that Spotify is the better streaming
You are a
service.
frugal
Doesn't matter.
fruit. It's fine.
Yeah, dude. Me and LeBron, frugal. That's what we are.
Hey, look, if that's your thing, Pandora, I like it. Me and did I missed the. Oh wait.
Just the LeBron comment.
Oh,
Me and
does he use Pandora
Yes.
with all of his
Yes.
hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yes.
Wow.
LeBron James has gone on record as one of the cheapest basketball players of all. Extremely frugal, and he's
He's like, I don't
listens
need to pay for that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Pandora.
going to.
Yeah.
But hey, that's
Dang.
why he's got his millions, right? Or
I guess
billions
so.
now.
Yeah. I mean, if I had $360 million in the bank, I would buy Spotify.
I mean, yeah.
But,
Dude.
but I mean, we were actually talking this off camera before Banana Man showed up, and then as soon as I got into it, I was like, wait.
Oh, yeah,
Talk about this
yeah,
on the podcast. There is something beautiful. Okay, well, let me ask you this. I haven't used Pandora probably since 2014,
That makes
probably.
sense. Yeah.
So, is there like a DJ on Pandora? Okay, now we're gonna mix up some, we're
Like
gonna
a-
throw some Eminem,
Like a
and-
radio.
like a radio host. Is it just random music that shuffles?
It's just random music that shuffles.
Okay.
They added a new feature. It might not be new, but you know how you could like thumb up songs.
Yeah.
Now they're like, oh, well, now we're gonna take everybody's songs that have been thumbed up from this artist and other artists that are adjacent to this, and we're just gonna call it crowd favorites.
See, that's like this.
That makes sense.
Like I remember one of the best things when I first got Spotify is I loved the Black Keys, and then I saw that option Black Keys Radio, and it's just kind of like that where it's just a radio station of songs and bands that are similar or adjacent to that genre. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
But then you have to DJ a wedding or you got to play music at a wedding.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, and then it messes up your algorithm, so you got like nothing but Bad Bunny coming up for like
Oh,
2-3
Lord.
weeks.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
those people are.
and Build Me Up Buttercup, just like old songs like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I will say, like, there is something beautiful of like not knowing what song's about to come next. Because
Yeah.
for me, I have a bad tendency of like, okay, I'm gonna curate this playlist and make it like perfect, and like I can hit shuffle if I want to, shuffle up some tunes, this, that, and the other. No, that's I have that idea in my head when I make playlists, and then I listen to it for like a day. Then the next day, I'm like, okay, I want to hear this one song by this one artist, and I listen to it. And I'm like, what's the next song? And like, I will stop what I'm doing and pick another song. Like I listen to the exact song I want to listen to at that moment, and there is something beautiful about just like, man, I wonder, what's coming on next. Whoa. And it might be a song you've never heard of before, because that's the problem with picking songs, is like, this is all stuff I've heard before.
Yeah.
It's my favorites, but I'm not learning anything.
Yeah.
My dad is a huge Sirius XM fan, and
Really?
he has just found Octane,
Oh shit.
and he loves it. Anytime we're in the truck together, he'll be like, dude,
Octane
check out this new
Radio.
Beartooth song. Okay, for listeners, my dad is a pastor.
A great man.
He is a pastor of a small church, but he likes him some Beartooth. He likes him some Asking Alexandria. That's a little hot topic-y for me, but the man loves his post-hardcore.
He likes to get heavy.
He does. Oh, he grew up in the 80s, and like while everyone was listening to Def Leppard and Van Halen, he was like Metallica and Ozzy, and not just Ozzy, but Black Sabbath and stuff like that. But he just is now finding out the new music that's out there in that genre that he kind of grew up with. It's not gonna ever be as good as like back in the old days.
Nothing beats nostalgia.
But exactly,
Like it never will.
yeah.
There's
but
no way.
He is. It is so funny and so cool that my dad is like, dude, have you heard this new record by, so and so or whatever, or like Foo Fighters is obviously my favorite band, and he'll be like, dude, I love that new Foo Fighters record. I'm like, where did you hear that at? Like,
Yeah.
because he's not just on YouTube watching.
Well, you know what's funny? Like, so last night, you and I, we played a gig as a duo at Acoustic Set.
Made a killing, by the way.
Did a great job. It was
Congratulations.
a fantastic gig.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And what was really funny is these, we had these, I don't even know how old you'd say, like young children, elementary school age children, come up to the stage and ask us if we could play a song from the movie Coco. We could not.
Yeah.
I've never even seen that movie.
I haven't like either.
Mm-mm.
And we're just like sorry and stuff. And then we're just like, well, I was thinking, I asked her, well, what songs do you like on the radio? And you could kind of see in her face. She's like, I don't listen to
What is radio?
Yeah, she's like, what's it? And she's probably thinking like of songs that just play on like like when they go into like the shopping mall or like
Baby Shark, dude.
well,
Should have went there. Baby Shark.
just Baby Shark or Cocomelon.
Can't lose it.
Oh, brother.
This guy stinks.
Hey, dude. Whatever the crowd wants.
I mean,
we need to broaden our horizons a little bit.
dude, I actually did learn Hakuna Matata at one point.
As
That's
you
not a-
should.
that's not a bad
Hakuna
call.
Matata.
That's not a
What
that's
a
not a bad
wonderful
one.
phrase.
I think that's one of the main
Means no worries.
weird connection. One of the main things I do with Jared at the gym is pitch him terrible song ideas.
Oh, they're welcome, brother. I promise.
terrible song ideas.
They're welcome.
Oh,
Like
my
Jared, do you ever think about like
playing some Fetty Wap.
like some Aretha Franklin? Like
Bro.
when you really think
That's
about
not a
it?
bad idea.
Okay.
Like, bro, like some. We were talking about that last night too. If we like took some songs that were way off genre,
Dude, I talk about this all the time because, like, all right, now being in a band, I listen to music in a different way because I will listen to a song and be like, man, we could do that. We could play that.
we
Like,
could do something.
As you know, at this point in our career, we're just kind of like a cover bar or a cover band, like bar band kind of thing. So I listen to music. I'm like, man, that'd be cool to play. And then I'll find some like 90s R&B, and I'm like, there's gotta be a way we could play that because
Bro.
that would be so much.
Well, you
fun.
remember when we tried? We tried to play "Pony" by Genuine.
Yeah, that never hit. That never connected.
It
Maybe
just-
like one time, but
Well, we tried, but I was like saying, like, there's other songs out there, like that's she caught me on the corner in the
Oh.
bathroom door.
yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't me. I saw this guy.
Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Oh, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so I couldn't forget. I couldn't remember I knew the song.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wait.
And this guy's like, I don't know bands names or anything.
Ruh-roh.
Like Zoink Scoob.
We got him.
Like
We got him.
we gotta play some Shaggy songs.
Dude, if you sang it like that,
Oh, dude. Oh my
I
god.
could play the drums.
You have
We
to.
could do that,
You
like
have
a
to.
Shaggy song.
So
but
excited,
just,
caught me on the corner.
Yeah.
Russia, like dude, like Russia. Or I can't even do the voice.
like it wasn't me.
Yes.
Oh, it's coming together,
You
boys.
gotta do it.
Like, wait, no, I was about to sing a. No.
Follow your gut.
No.
follow it.
It was the not Shaggy. Colt 45. Who does it?
Oh,
Afro Man.
Colt 45.
I was gonna do that in a Shaggy voice. They're not the same person.
No.
Sorry. That would be fun though.
That dude, but that would be
Maybe that'll be our next party trick. We
Well-
just learn songs as Shaggy.
well. It's like
Rogers.
we just do that. But I mean, there's other options too. I remember a friend of mine from high school, Matt Boone, who's I think's Nutri. Yeah, I'm 95% sure their band's name's Nutri. That we did a gig together at the illustrious Atmosphere. Delicious.
They've been good to us.
They've been good to us. And we played a gig there, and we did one of those nights where it's like 3 or 4 bands. These guys came out and played. I thought everything was on my side.
I love that. Yes.
And they, like, or whatever, they
Mhm.
played
Oh, the SpongeBob.
the
song.
SpongeBob.
Wow.
I ripped
Oh.
my pants.
Oh, wow.
Who didn't know a little bit do?
I think that'd be dope.
SpongeBob turned into a.
Well, for those listening and aren't familiar with the bar, it's a very
Biker bar.
it's a biker bar. It's got character. It's trying to kind of change things around, but it's still it's a bar.
It's a fun place.
It's holding on to its roots.
Yes, it's very eloquently put. Like, but the thing is, it's like all the bikers in there saw all the people our age that knew the song absolutely lose our shit, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
Yeah.
oh my god! But yeah, that or a band one time I saw they played the winner takes all,
Mhm.
Oh,
the Bubble Bowls,
ABBA.
Got to.
Wait.
the Bubble Bowl.
Bubble Bowl.
The winner.
The
Oh.
Vic-
Yeah.
Oh.
As the conductor.
Sweet victory.
Sweet victory, yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, and nailed it. And
That'd be cool.
I mean, dude, if we did that, we would definitely
There's
get a bump on like, dude, these guys played this. I got to give them a like.
there's so many options.
But we do that to get the following, and then like we keep feeding them the original stuff. We get them
Yeah.
on. We get them on the like the really like. We know you're gonna like this, and then we trick them, and it's like, haha, you didn't even know you were gonna like us, really.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't know you were gonna like us, who for we
They gotta
really
get
are.
to know us first.
Yeah.
And then we'll be okay. You know that, hey, you like the SpongeBob stuff. Now check out this one song we wrote like a year ago. Like,
Yeah,
this
it's
is-
a hard
like,
flip.
it's
Hard
not,
flip.
Not
There
too
you
bad. Not
go.
too bad. Yeah.
Little
you
bit
go.
of a transition.
Maybe-
Popular nostalgia. Us.
Yeah. Maybe if we just tie all that together, you might like us enough to throw some dollars in the bucket.
Yep. Give us a follow. Yep.
But man, I think it's funny because when you think about playlists and stuff like that, because that's a good point. How do you go from playing something that everybody knows, like you play "Welcome to the Jungle" or "Don't Stop Believing," one of those big. Oh, you're playing, but you're doing it to the max. Or like when the Velcro Pygmies, awesome cover band, tribute band, they have some original music too. Beware of their glitter gun.
Yeah, that's a.
It's a whole.
We could get into it.
I mean, dude. Well, okay, so but yeah, but like, there's something to be said. Fuck, I forget my original point because I thought about all the shit that they did during their. But like, they played all these really top notch songs from like Van Halen. Like they did the eruption into "You Really Got Me," and it was just like the record.
They are fantastic.
Yeah.
Like I mean, from their stage presence to their song selection to their crowd interaction, like top notch. Like they found their niche.
Niche.
They found it,
They found
and
their
they
snatch.
just hammer it home, bro. If you were, I didn't catch that either. What's wrong with me? I'm not catching these little jokes.
You do not want to catch that man's.
You understand when you're older.
Oh, okay. Anyways, so, Yeah, they're typically around the southeast, kind of. We found
Yeah.
them.
We found them when we were taking a band bonding trip to Panama City.
They rocked that bar.
Oh, they did.
That was a whole.
Well,
Brett had the time of his life.
brother.
He had just got. All right, so for
He
those
had
that
just
don't know,
turned 21.
for those that no, he wasn't 21 yet.
Then how did he?
They didn't card.
Well, we shouldn't put that on the internet.
Well, I didn't name the bar.
Okay.
So,
Well, we still shouldn't talk about Brett intentionally drinking underage.
everyone drinks underage.
Ethan.
Sorry. Okay.
Who?
Anyways, he was 21. He was 21. You can cut that if you want. Yeah, he had just turned 21. And so,
Go on.
anyways, so he had never been to like this is before I really ever took him to a concert. This is for those that don't know. He's the guitar player.
He's a guitar
in
player
our
for
band.
Hometown Youth.
And we just show up at this bar, and he we go in and we don't know who's playing, but there's some rockin' music.
Well,
And
the thing is, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's like my plan was we had just formed the band.
Mhm.
I wanted to go and really like just have some bonding time with you guys and go see other bands and show you guys like, hey, we could do stuff like that. Because I knew some really awesome bands down there. Didn't end up seeing any of the ones that I wanted to see, but then we walked into X Bar where Brett was just turning 21, and
day of,
and then
we found a diamond in the rough
we did.
in the Velcro Pygmies. They are the coolest band. We've kind of talked about it, but Brett was like starstruck.
He never
walked
been
in
to
there,
a concert, you said?
nothing like that before.
Like
He might have been to a winter jam or something,
Oh.
but he had just. We're also leaving out a very key point. He had just got foot surgery 2 days
Oh,
before.
yeah, he did.
So he didn't have a shoe on. Like he walked in, his whole like big toe was like wrapped up.
We had him in a
Yeah.
saran wrap and plastic bags.
Yeah, we did. And like that boy's having the time of his life, dude. And like, I've got videos of him just like he's having a good time. But yeah, no, we're getting way off point. Velcro Pygmies, they're dope. Check them out. I think they've only got one record. They came out with it in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then they just found their thing, 80s cover stuff, and they kill it every show. Me and Jaden saw them in
Dawson?
Lawrenceville.
What?
Oh,
okay, Lawrenceville.
not too long ago. And they were
Just as
they were
good?
just as good, yeah, with half the amount of people. But they made a show with maybe 20 people there feel like a stadium show.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
it was fantastic.
And that's the funny part. Like, we saw them, like, at peak, like, party time at Panama City, like, during the summer or whatever, or whenever we went. And that place was packed, and they just owned the crowd all night and then didn't let up. And then the best part was the lead singer comes out and is like, we here want to make sure everyone knows you went to one of our shows. And he then pulls out this little battery-powered, like, leaf blower with this little, like, spray paint attachment on top.
Mm.
And he starts, like, using it and shaking it. And
Glitter everywhere.
everywhere. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, well, thank God it can't get to me. And he shakes it real hard, and then, like, a little ball that just was just enough just flies back and hits me right in the fucking face.
Yeah, we all like.
Yeah,
got back to
everyone-
my house and
The
we were
rest of
all,
that
like,
weekend, just absolutely
glitter.
glitter everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, it's super smart. Like, it is super smart. Because then the next 3 days, you're like, why is this glitter? Oh, yeah. That show.
That is like
Genius.
marketing genius.
Mm.
It's just like that sticks with you for the next couple of days.
And
you're
then
like,
you'll tell
It
people
has
about
to.
it on your podcast that you start with your friends.
Yeah, if the glitter gun was not a part of that show, I
We-
probably wouldn't be talking about the Velcro Pygmies on a podcast 3 years later.
Yeah.
You know, so
But
I probably would. They're awesome.
but yeah, dude, the thing was, it's like that mission accomplished. I was so happy that they were there, so we could have that experience. Brett could have that experience. Everybody could see what it was like to like, hey, we could do that if we try really hard and play a bunch of awesome songs. Not necessarily 80s, but like if we find our cut of like the territory of what we want to try to do that's similar to what we do with originals, so that way it's not too dramatic when people go look up our originals. Like that's one thing I'm really kind of like that I try to stress in the band and all my bands and stuff. Like, just if we're going to play cover music, let's try to make it cover music that's as popular as it can be, but also somewhat to where if they look us up, oh, that band that was playing all those Jason Mraz songs last night. I wonder what their originals sound like. And it sounds like Korn or like Seven Dust.
Well, I hear so many deep cut like songs where I'm like, that would be so much fun to play. But then if we're playing like a B-side off of, I don't know, there's
XYZ.
nothing left to lose, you
Yeah.
know, like, and then, and no one's going to know what this song is. But we know, and it's going to be super fun to play, but no one's going to be like singing this, that, and the other.
Oh, yeah.
But,
You guys got to play Katy Perry Fireworks.
We will definitely have people singing that.
It's not a
That's
bad.
amazing.
Seabass, don't spit take on your own. That's Alien's laptop right there. Don't spit on that.
Why does Seabass not have his own camera? That's what I want to know.
He could.
I mean, as you can tell, we have no extra cameras or the extra mic. Our equipment's fucked.
Jared,
Get it together.
cough up the cash. Buy this man we know you're not paying him. Pay him in equipment, all right?
He's getting other payments, other ways. He's getting experience. He's getting
Exposure
Exposure.
as a musician. You're gonna pay someone in exposure.
I love
I'm out.
I'm out.
It'll be a
Oh
good
my-
reference. You could write him as a reference.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Look, I take care of my
Seabass
boy
is awesome.
Seabass. That's why he keeps showing up. Right?
Yeah.
He tell me.
Not just for the One Piece episodes afterwards.
Right. Oh my god. But yeah, anyway, so back on topic. No topic at all really. But I mean, dude, you have to like make a decision on like what kind of coverage you're going to do. If you go like that's why I'm very hesitant on like a lot of the country songs. I'm just like, but my original stuff's not country. I'll play a fun I love this bar. Like I might add that to the set list. Just as like I might play that more often.
Horses in the bag. Yeah, that's country, right? That's popular, right? Just rip open your shirt.
Oh, dude, show up in a pink cowboy hat, bro.
They'd remember you.
Hey, you know what? Any publicity
Is good publicity.
you
Oh
know?
my god. But but I mean that's my philosophy on it. I mean, Banana Man, when you're at all the raids with DJ Diesel and stuff like that, like what's your inspiration like for like just getting in the vibe?
My inspiration is knowing that I'm bigger than most people, and so I'm gonna walk to the front. But I'm also
A banana.
not going to block the view of extremely short people.
How do you
So,
do that?
I walk to a point to where there's other tall people, and I walk just in front of them, and then every so often I look back, both for safety and for like little people, because sometimes people crowd surf and then they crowd surf to the front, and I got scarred one time because I saw this 5'2" woman get an adult man just dropped on her, and she starts crying, and I'm like,
That's unfortunate.
that sucks, dude.
Dang.
That sucks. This guy's killing it right now, and you have a concussion.
Do y'all know who the rapper Watsky is? He used to do those really fast raps on YouTube, like George Watt. He knows. So Seabass knows.
Oh my god.
He did a show a couple years ago, and he would like at each show he would like jump off the stage, but he started doing this thing where he would like climb a scaffolding and jump.
Oh
and
Jesus.
he was doing this for a while.
What is he?
and
Who does he think he is? The Hardy Brothers?
He Jeff Hardy Swanton.
Swanton
Thank you.
Bomb.
That was for
Jared.
you. That was for you.
Oh, I
Ethan.
love it.
I'm unapologetically the biggest wrestling fan in the world.
Oh yeah.
But he was climbing off like those
He like
from where they hang the speakers and stuff.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So he was doing this successfully for a while. I'm not going to throw out a number because I don't know exactly what it is, and I don't want to spew out something that's false. But he was like super high. I mean, if I remember correctly, it was probably around 25 feet. Might have been taller.
Sure.
But if you could fact check me on that, I don't know. It was high. Point of the story: he jumps off.
what was his name?
George Watsky.
George Watts.
He jumps off to like crowd surf, lands on this woman, breaks her arm, and gives her a nasty concussion. And he just like stopped doing it from that point forward, which was a good call. But yeah, that just reminded me. Yeah, he felt terrible about it. Of course, it was an accident,
I mean,
but
she's not pregnant though.
oh no! Wait, you left that part out. Oh goodness gracious!
Oh man, at the last last DJ Diesel show that I went to, he invites people on stage, and then he tells
Hold on,
them,
wait. Just we did fact check that. It
Yeah.
was 40 feet.
Oh my God.
gosh.
And that is from complex.com from 2017.
Yeah, that was about the right.
Jesus Christ.
That's
tough.
insane.
That's tough. 20's his average height, and he's like, double it tonight.
Double it. God.
Hurt that one.
Well, and then,
bad.
dude, imagine DJ Diesel doing that.
See, and I wanted him to. So like I've literally only got 2 people in front of me, and he's telling people to jump off the stage, and I'm like, yeah, cool, like easy. Other people, like, that's fine. And then he fake like jumps, and he's like, ha ha ha. But then we lock eyes,
And he sees another big
and I'm
boy.
just like, come on,
give me.
And there's a second where he's like,
Maybe.
what kind of
Animal is this? He's like, I'm not an
And then
animal.
he's
I'm a fruit.
It's like he looks at me and he's like, if there was 6 of you, yes, but there's not. And
Okay.
he points at me and he goes, no. Nah.
Didn't you hold the basketball goal for him one time?
So I didn't hold the basketball goal, but I was pretty much adjacent to that person. But what I really love about it is that was the second shot that he made. So they threw it up to him one time, and he sinks it. They don't get it recorded, and they basically somehow run it back to him, and then he just, again,
what?
just absolutely drains it. And every time people go nuts.
I mean,
Who is this guy?
This is Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal. You don't know
This
who
is
DJ Diesel
the most dominant big man in basketball. Yeah.
Wait,
DJ Diesel is Shaquille Shaq
Mhm.
O'Neal.
he does shows?
Yes.
Often.
He goes in.
Really?
He's
Yeah.
throwing a Spooktober music festival in Long Beach, California.
Well, doesn't he?
October.
Sometimes he comes through like Atlanta and
He
Florida.
normally has his Spooktober event here
Yeah.
because he lives here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He lives at what? In
Hot
Atlanta?
Nah, I mean, I don't think we can even call it Atlanta. It's like one of the outer burbs. But yeah,
Marietta.
One of the
Yeah.
burbs,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Sugarloaf Country Club.
Are you familiar with the like Ponce, the road?
Yeah.
know
Right
the-
at the end of 78.
Yeah, and
Yep.
you know the Krispy Kreme?
It's been a long time since I've been
Yeah,
out
no,
there.
it's fine,
Yeah,
it's fine,
I
it's
know.
fine.
I know the general area.
Yeah,
though.
but you know, like the Krispy Kreme existed there at one point.
It's like the
Yeah.
flagship one.
Yeah, so he owns that, and then somehow it gets burned down, and they're rebuilding it, and that's my favorite Krispy Kreme of all time.
Huh.
Like, not just because he owns it, because the donuts are so hot that you put the box on your lap and you're getting burned through your jeans.
Yes.
That's how absolutely you open it up and there's just a bunch of wiggly white stuff in there and you're like, what did I get in this box, Shaquille?
Hey, yo, dude.
I think it's so funny.
I'm pretty sure I could sell this for a lot of money.
Right.
God, dude. Well, oh my, there's so much like funny things going on in Atlanta and the South, just at any given point. Because it's like, I mean, Jesus, dude. Like, I actually saw the other day there was another fire that was started underneath one of the bridges.
Okay, but like,
Yeah.
do people? I'm a conspiracy banana for those of you who don't know. So tell me about this. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah,
Do
I
we
dare
need-
you.
Are you? Is there 2 more?
I think so.
Grab them.
Yay.
Well, if there's only 1 more, you can have it. Sorry. While he stepped away right as you asked that question.
Yeah,
Did
no,
you
it's
notice
fine.
that? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take over. It's all
Yeah.
right. I can't answer your question, but I will say, I try to stay out of Atlanta as much as I can because I've got the worst. Like, I'm a nervous driver when I'm in that 6 lanes of traffic, dude. I love the Masquerade. I hate going because it's like right in smack dab middle Atlanta,
Yeah, it
and
is.
I'm scared.
You
I
gotta
get
walk
scared.
down stairs and stuff.
Yeah, now that's fine. I'm talking about driving to the venue. I'm a little nervous driver. I live right outside of Athens, where there's Highway 78
Yep.
that's got 2 lanes going that way, 2 lanes coming this way. Cow pastures on either side. That's my kind of living.
Hmm.
I get a little nervous when it starts getting up to 3. I can do 3. 4 is like,
Well, then let me ask you: do you drive in the HOV lane?
no.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. I was just curious. Yeah.
Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
You should absolutely. Because
I gotta have other people with me, right?
Jesus, absolutely. I drive with
Oh.
Jesus every
You
day.
got the Holy
That's a
Spirit.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what are they gonna do? Just pull you over to check? Is there
Exactly.
cameras or something?
There's no cameras.
Well,
Why am I not driving an HOV line?
or Ethan, you could just get a motorcycle. Motorcycles allowed in HOV.
I've been wanting to, but I'm scared.
Don't do it.
That's fair. I feel like okay. What's the maximum height size for motorcycles? Because I know I'm
Shaquille
over it.
has a motorcycle.
Dude, no, you get you a cruiser. You don't want something like an Indian bobber or something,
give-
but
Nah,
like get you a big
Road King.
cruiser.
Just keep thinking. I keep
Well-
thinking of Big Ben, and I'm like, I'm not in the NFL, but still.
I think you should. I definitely. I rode dirt bikes growing up.
I believe you.
So that's kind of my. I wouldn't want a speed bike. My buddy Dylan has one, and that's just too fast for me, bro. I like to cruise, man. I like to, simple stuff. So if you're looking into getting a motorcycle, so have you ever ridden motorcycles before? Or?
Only on the back of them and as a child. So I was like, as I was smaller, I was like, this could be fun. And then I got older and we go to Dave and Buster's and I get on the bikes and I'm like, I don't think these bikes should be making these cracking noises.
Well, the thing is, they shouldn't.
It's fair.
Fuck!
Yeah, I don't like that.
Why am
No.
I in the ground?
No, yeah. It hurts. That hurts my feelings because it's true. That is exactly what I've said before.
Well, some of the bikes that you can get like out just stock, I would definitely say Road King because it's just a big bike.
Mhm.
And then there's a couple other than that, you just have to do something custom, and that's going to get crazy expensive.
Okay.
Me personally, I was thinking if I was going to get a bike, it's going to be a Victory, because it's American made. It's a motorcycle. It's
Those big cruisers, right?
Oh, dude, they have this one called the Gunner,
Mm.
and it looks like it looks like a bigger, meaner version of Captain America's motorcycle, that old Harley, because it's just got its back tire and its front tire are just both huge.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
that's my thing. I'm terrified from driving. I've been traumatized from driving up and down 75, 85, and 241 and 93, all these giant highways that are just
Yep.
covered in potholes and other things. And if you're driving like a chopper with a little tiny wheel like that,
Oh, dude.
hit one of those holes, dead. Straight
Over. It's
to
over
straight
for
to
you.
hill.
Hey,
It's the risk.
it's gonna happen to all of us one day.
I mean, dude, Jaden has sent me enough Instagram reels of people dying on motorcycles.
Dude.
What the heck? Why? Why do people?
Dude.
I don't like when people send me death
It's
through the
okay.
internet.
I don't do that to you.
I'm trying to see cat videos.
So typically, because he sends me the same.
Yeah,
And
you get double teamed from the
yeah,
internet.
exactly. So, wait a second.
Clip it.
Time out. No, he sends me the same videos. The worst one. But I'll tell you, like the death stuff, like as long as it's not like up close, like cartel things, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm if I see something like that, I don't even watch it. But I'll tell you stuff that kills me even worse, and that's when it's like just subtle gore.
Oh.
The one that got me the most, and I'm sorry for listeners if you got a queasy stomach, don't worry. Sorry.
No,
Plug your
you're good.
Sorry.
Do
so,
it.
and I think I don't know who sent it. It could have been you. It could have been Jaden. But he sent me this video of two go-karts right next to each other.
Oh.
Yeah. And I guess the go-kart, like, so you're the POV of one of the go-karts. There's a go-kart right next to it, right? And I guess it hits a curb or something, and it gets kicked up on top of the other go-kart onto this guy's hands on the steering wheel. And he, like, yanks his hand back, and he shows his hand, like, to the camera, and his finger's missing.
His finger's like missing from the third knuckle, like right
Just
there.
Clean
Just
off.
like Frodo getting his finger bit off in Lord of the Rings, same kind of like cut.
Just gone.
What
What happened to it? Is it in the go-kart?
Is it on the track?
Is it?
Is it just getting
Was
run
it
over?
ever there to begin with? Like,
There's your conspiracy, banana man.
yeah, maybe that was just for clicks. Maybe he just never had a finger.
Bro, that's the
Or
thing.
maybe he was doing like the there was blood.
There was-
there was blood.
Ketchup packet. It's obviously a ketchup packet.
Sheesh.
Oh, dude, those are
Man,
the worst.
I do like who was it? You, Seabass, and who was talking? Somebody was talking with me about how we believe that that's one way that they're really messing up like people in the internet, like mentally, is kitties, fun, laughter. Oh my god! And
Yeah.
then you just scroll up. Okay, back to kitties, laughter, and then you just scroll up, and it's just either like, ugh.
I'll tell you, we'll start getting into conspiracy theories here. Not really conspiracy theories, but just social, like,
Facts.
norms,
Oh, yeah,
kind of,
Social
right?
facts.
So, like, growing up, your parents didn't have Facebook when they were teenagers. Your parents didn't have social media when, they're in high school, whatever, right, in college, this, that, and the other. What is... I don't know what kind of take this might be a hot take, whatever. Like, what is social media doing to, like, marriages when you think about it?
Ruining
Because you got to think about it. Back in the day, when a wife or a husband, it doesn't matter whose side, you don't have, like, you're upset with your significant other, right? But then you hop on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook
TikTok,
or whatever,
anything, yeah.
and then you're getting so much attention from these followers, right? Constantly. So say, let's just say a woman, because women get more attention than the dudes.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's
If a woman posts a picture in a bikini top and I post a picture in a bikini top,
two wildly different reactions.
Hey.
I would give the same reaction to both.
You're not a banana. You're not a banana.
True.
Number one. Number two, go down to Atlanta. Anyways,
Continue.
Fair enough. So let's just say a woman, right? She's not, maybe she's having a rough patch in her relationship. Nothing. Let's
just call it
say it's
relationship.
relationship, marriage. No, let's call it marriage.
Okay.
But let's say
Send
it's
it.
not super. Like, it's not super bad. Like, it's not a cheating issue or something. Like, maybe the husband's working too much
Yeah.
or something like that. Something very simple.
Yeah.
Well, she can hop on Instagram and get so much attention from these people behind screens. Is that causing a spike in the rate of divorces? Because back in the day, like the 80s or 90s, I don't know, let's just use my parents for example. If my mom wasn't getting enough attention from my dad, she could not get on Instagram and have the attention of thousands of people at her fingertips.
Yeah.
Do you think that's causing a problem in today's society, Banana Man?
Absolutely. We've actually seen from research, even as cities have grown, that's been something. Literally.
Really?
Yeah. So because someone could have more options at potential mates, one, they're actually less likely to get in a relationship. But even if they're in a relationship, there's like, I could do better. And that's actually what social media has brought about. It's the other option,
Yeah.
It's literally it's dating FOMO.
Actually, speaking of
That's a good way of putting that.
Speaking of cities, I actually had a friend of mine. He was a gay man that lived in Atlanta, and he had talked about how in Atlanta it's really hard to have a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Like because you're in Atlanta and it's very it's very open. It's very we're very hospitable to that stuff. We're like, do your thing, whatever. It's Atlanta. We're all busy. We're all working. Like, have your fun. Get back to work. Let's go have some more fun. It's Atlanta. That's Atlanta to me. But this guy was telling me that it's so bad, like with Grindr and stuff. Everyone wants an open relationship. He was
easy.
telling me.
Yeah. Because why not?
I mean, why not? Yeah, it's like, why not?
You're not gonna get pregnant.
Well, that too.
Also, too, when you're like, I don't want to speak for gay people.
Probably
But-
shouldn't.
But when you think about it, men are horny 24/7. I'm not the only one in the room. All right, like I'm horny right now. All right. No.
Banana man, watch out.
No, I'm a banana. It's okay. He said he's not gonna speak for the gays, so I'm safe.
His stem is just
Not that I'm gay, I'm a fruit. Anyway.
no, but I mean you got to think about like when I'm
not-
sure maybe I shouldn't continue down this.
I'm
road.
not gay. I'm a fruit.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's comedic genius.
Thank you.
Sorry, we just had to appreciate that.
I
But
like
I
it.
mean, I agree with the point overall that you're making is like, yeah, when you have so many options, I think there's still a lot of people out there that are just willing to,
He stopped that topic ASAP. Did you see how he did that?
Jared, you really need to be a good host. You need to take control of your role as host.
he,
I
said,
like it.
He said, "Wait, what? You're talking about? You're talking for us?
Listen,
A whole group of people that you know nothing about?
I don't know what you and like the cows were talking about. You know, like
Yes.
it's
The cows next to my
Those
house.
bigots.
trying to like. Oh my god.
No, it wasn't. No. All I was gonna say to finish my point, which wasn't. It's nothing. It's just like you got to think about it. Is like most guys have one thing on their mind 24/7, and when you're attracted to the same sex, that's got to be.
In there somewhere.
Oh my God, that's got to be all the time, right? Am I alone in this?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm sure.
Maybe I have a problem.
Maybe you were the problem. But yeah, no. I mean, maybe. But
No, I've partied with you before. I know for a fact. I no. There's at least 2 of us in this room. Second, Jared has a sip of alcohol. I'm getting older. I need to procreate.
Yeah. I got the gray hairs now, dude. My buddy Freddie, aka Luke Combs, we're at the Braves game today, and we're standing in line, and he goes, "God damn, Jared, how many gray hairs you gonna have?"
Happens when you get that age.
Does it even matter the gray
Dude.
hairs on your head? I feel like the gray pubic hairs are where you.
That's
should be
before
like,
death. Yeah, like that's like
I
you're.
don't know when even that comes. I've never seen a gray penis. So.
Well, buckle up. You ready? just kidding.
Hey, what?
Hey, yo. But yeah, no, I mean, gray hairs. Yeah, where did we fucking get here?
We were talking about. No, so we were talking about social media
Ruining
affecting.
marriages.
No, not just. Well, ruining marriages, but we can open that to a broader topic. What do you think social media is doing to our generation as a whole? How is that? Because I'm sure our attention spans are getting shorter by
Now,
the day. Because
I agree with
TikTok
that.
for short videos.
100%.
I mean,
Vine should have been the cue off to that was coming. Vine.
Oh gosh, I loved Vine.
It was
I don't know
great.
I don't know how it went under.
7 seconds, and like they fucked it up. Like you literally only had
Mhm.
7 seconds, and somehow that company still fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess technically they didn't fuck up. They sold it to Yahoo or Twitter.
I don't know.
Excuse me, but yeah,
Bless you.
thank you. But I think that's a huge part of it too. Another part of it, and this is something I think that the millennials, especially, and like the people around the millennials, we're living in an age now where you get woken up every day and there's a reminder of what happened 10 years ago, 7 years ago.
That's gonna be wild.
Dude, I'm having that shit on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my God. It's like a constant reminder of how old you are.
Oh yeah.
Which, there's some benefit to that. It kind of keeps the pressure on you to stay motivated to do things, go after things. You're running out of time, carpe diem, all that stuff. Time is fleeting, and you will die,
Yeah.
But I think there's something else to that, to where it's showing your family photos, and then you look over at your parents, go, oh my God, look, and then you look at them and you realize how old your parents are getting. Like, I think that's messing with a lot of people, because no one, like, you were so like more, oh, I'd go see my parents, like we live in the same state, we go visit like at least a couple times a year, and then that turned into, we moved out, we fly home for Thanksgiving, you see them once a year, twice a year, and now I feel like, especially after COVID, and good God, like, people don't get it together as much, and people now are only living through that, like, memories. And then when they do see that, there's this weird time warp. And I'm sure there's a lot that mentally that's not good for you.
Oh yeah.
Like being able to gradually watch someone age versus show up once or twice, or once every couple of years and just see dramatic changes. And sometimes people age fast. Like they're good, and they're like, damn, you got old, Dad.
Yeah, dude, it's called it's aging in place.
Yeah.
You see a lot of that in the older communities. So if you have a family member that's in one of those assisted living places or any of those elderly care places, go see them. Go see them, because
Preach.
if not, like if they're not getting interaction with people, if they're not playing these games or really just interacting with other people, they will get a lot older a lot faster. They'll go from this
To hunched,
this,
yep.
to like this, and then next thing you know, hospice, and that's
Yeah.
not fun.
Well, you got to keep something to. Well, yeah, just human connection. I couldn't imagine laying in a bed all day or like a chair and just Hector Salamanca, just sitting 24/7. Like that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like your body doesn't hurt. So for them, it's like they'll be like, "Oh, my body hurts. I'm gonna sit," but then their body hurts worse because they're
They're sitting.
sitting.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You
So
got to
it's like,
fight
oh,
the
I don't want to
aging.
be in pain, but it's like because I don't want to be in pain, I'm creating more pain. But if we all got them Planet Fitness memberships,
Full circle. I love it.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I'm about to check my 95-year-old grandma into Planet Fitness tomorrow.
God, man.
See if you can do 4 miles an hour on this treadmill, Grandma.
Dude.
See what happens.
I mean, but I love seeing like that Robert Kennedy Jr. like that video of him like lifting on the beach. Robert Kennedy, like the guy running for president.
There's another Kennedy running for president?
Yes,
This is news to me. Maybe I'm just not up to date in politics.
he was
JFK's son.
Robert Kennedy Jr. So there was JFK. He had a brother, Robert.
So is his nephew.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's running, and he's like 69 or 60. He's like getting close to 70, and he was at Muscle Beach in jeans, 6-pack, chest. Just, I mean, obviously it was a visual. Like we wanted to show how like he's not Joe Biden. Look, Joe Biden can't get on Muscle Beach and work out and stuff. And I was like,
Why
You
are
can't do that.
70-year-old men running for president, dude?
good question.
I don't care.
Well,
I
here-
don't care what side of the aisle you're on.
Well, here, Ethan, let me ask you this: do you think it's fair to jump into the game late, change all the rules, and then leave?
With what context?
Like, just in general, is it,
Oh,
do you
like
think, as a fair concept, is it fair for someone to jump into the game late, change all the rules, and then leave?
yeah, that's fair. Depending on what they're trying to change.
Because that's what Joe Biden's doing.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's jumping into the game late.
Oh, we're getting political. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here for it, buddy.
Well, too, I mean, the 70-year-olds, I think across the board, Republican, Democrat, anything, term limits for Congress. We shouldn't let them, like, do the stock trading. But
no, that's all rigged, bro.
I know it's all rigged.
Hillary Clinton. She's gonna off. What? Okay. It doesn't
No,
matter.
there's so many people ahead of us.
I was about to say. I'm
whoa in there.
No, I'm
Let's calm
way
down, guys.
lower on her.
Yeah.
No, Nancy, or who was it? Not Nancy.
She's
guess
the,
she was.
Nancy Pelosi's the one that did the stock trading.
Post-
What was
child.
the Martha Stewart? She got
went to
busted
jail.
for it. Yeah,
She has more street cred than Snoop. She went to jail. Snoop got acquitted.
that's an interesting parallel. I like that. a
Snoop
lot.
Dogg's
I
an
didn't know.
industry plant.
Oh, no!
Oh, now we're getting into it.
Hey, conspiracies.
Conspiracies, man.
Conspiracies. We're having fun.
Bro,
But no, I completely agree. I mean, do you want to get political?
you can get as
We can
political
get
as you want.
political. All right. So I tend to lean more conservative, but I think all mainstream politicians suck. All of them. All of them. And there's just okay. You're not doing your job unless now. Let me preface everything that's about to be said by this is a 24-year-old male talking that doesn't know anything about anything.
And
So
maybe a
I
few
wanna
beers
preface
deep,
that-
maybe not.
yeah, so but like if you are on one side and you're not even listening to the other side, you're not doing your job. Your job is to push this country forward. Like I don't care what aisle you're on. I lean a little more conservative, but I'm mainly kind of right down the middle.
Yeah.
And so I mean, that's I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like
Well, I think there was actually, yes, there was a very good point made actually by a pastor that I was listening to, and he was talking about politics, and one of the biggest issues that he's seen in church life and stuff is people used to be able to watch the debates together, make wisecracks at each other, have a couple of beers, and then everyone go home and then like still call each other tomorrow to check in. Like there wasn't this, like demonization, like literal. Your like family members think that you're the scum of the earth because you voted for a presidential candidate. Like that. If I agree with you, if you can't talk, then neither of you are going to have anything to like contribute.
Gosh, it has become so tribal, like
Yes.
tribalism, in the idea that hey, maybe you're a little wrong about this one topic. It's not it's not even possible. It's not within. They can't comprehend being wrong. On either side, and like, all right, perfect example when COVID started, right? And
Canceled.
Trump wanted to push the first stimulus check. and I don't remember if it was the House or it was the Senate or what. Someone blocked it.
Yeah.
And but a year before that happened, there was a guy that was running. His name was Andrew Yang. Yang Gang all day
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
If he ran tomorrow, I'd vote for him.
Shout
But
out to Andrew.
Yang Gang all day long. But that was his point when he was running, was universal basic income, which is an inherently democratic
Socialist.
view. Right? No, it's not socialism. Do you want to get it? We'll get into this. No,
Taking from everyone to give to everybody
you're not
else.
taking from anybody.
Where's the money coming from?
It's a value added tax, which is like a penny.
So
on,
people that work, and I agree with social help.
You're getting the same. Okay, perfect example. You get $1,000 a month, right? You make $50,000 a year. Well, now you're making 62. The person that's making $20,000 a year, now they're making 32.
And the cost of everything goes up.
Now that is another
Because
thing.
it's not about politics in the situation. I'm saying there's a way. I used to an old band director, Mr. Bader, Master Bader.
Hey.
Bless that man.
Yeah.
Make all the jokes you want. That guy was a fucking hoss. I love him to
He did it.
death.
He did it, yeah.
But he used to always say, "There's no problem on earth so great it can't be solved." And because we could be able to talk about this, because I think there is something that we need to address about with something, because there's people out there that are going to be replaced by AI, and what are we going to do with them? We have to do something.
We got to put laws in place to where okay, truck driving, for instance. That was another Andrew Yang point. Are you Yang Gang? I'm or close to it.
I mean, I like what he was saying.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair.
You don't have to commit completely.
Oh yeah,
but,
not
yeah.
completely.
Yeah. Oh, and the idea of inflation is a big question mark. Like I cannot come up with a good reason why it wouldn't happen. But that was another point he was making was, guys, there will be self-driving trucks within the next decade. That is the most I don't remember. I don't know how to word it, but
Truck driving is the most money you can make without a high school, like a GED.
Well, not only that,
yeah.
but it's the most common job in like 45 states or something like that.
The Midwest.
Once you have self-driving trucks and companies don't have to pay drivers, you're talking about an economic downfall.
Oh yeah.
So his thing was like, we got to make a law where this is not legal. Like,
Yeah.
because as soon as that happens, we're gonna have some trouble.
I mean, and that's the thing. I don't just want to go out there and just say, just make it happen, universal income. There has to be a long, arduous, thought-out process where you think of the trade-offs. Because, I mean, dude, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they have to put a law for the trucking. You got to have human cashiers. You got to have, there's got to be, people that you've forced to be. But then my kind of laissez-faire, let the markets decide kind of, heart of hearts, just is well, then other places and other companies that don't have those restrictions are going to do other things. So there's a tricky way, but it's with universal income, if it was just, hey, instead of you have a trash quota, you just gotta, if you see trash around, you gotta go pick it up. So that way there's no garbage. There's ways but then people that doesn't seem very validating, or doesn't seem like a very I don't think you're gonna get a lot of validation of doing that job. Well, we're talking about a world where you can't be a truck driver, you can't be a cashier, you can't be a teller at a bank. You literally what human
All
jobs
automated.
are left?
All automated.
You call an AI computer answers your questions.
Yeah. Oh, and AI is a whole different topic.
Yeah.
I mean, this is such a
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast has gone off the rails. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
about it. Let's do it.
Hey, you know what? Hey, it's rolling off the tongue now. At first, I was a little, I'm a drummer, this and that. Now we're in it, baby. Now
We're
I'm
in
just
it.
trying to get Banana Man to start rolling with the punches here.
Hey,
Um,
man.
Oh, he will.
I got you guys.
So, but we are in a time that, okay, so you remember when YouTube came out,
Yes.
2005, 2006, and it
Yes.
was just the Wild West. It was people were uploading stuff,
Hey, here's
that-
our family vacation.
or just anything
Yeah.
and everything. And there was no monetization. It was just people uploading videos.
It's pure.
This time period is the Wild West for AI because it's free and it's abundant, and you can use it any way that you want to see fit. There will be companies to figure out how to monetize this stuff. Now, I think if you want to download ChatGPT onto your phone, you got to pay $3 or whatever,
Something like that.
or maybe monthly. I don't know. I don't have it, but there will be laws and regulations on artificial intelligence within the next couple of years. It's got to be
They have
because
to.
AI. You're gonna take away graphic designers.
Yeah.
You can just ask Chat GPT to make you a band logo or a
Or you
company
can
logo.
paint me a logo or paint me a picture in this specific artist's design style.
Yeah,
Songwriting.
AI's making music, bro. And
Didn't
like,
Drake have a song come out that some people actually thought was Drake?
I'm not sure. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, they did the AI Drake thing, and it like as his voice, and it just
Wow.
wrote the lyrics to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, literal just. But the thing is, right now AI is still like contained. I think the real Wild West, like right now, the Wild West is still in the sandbox, in terms of just playtime.
Yeah.
Once it's able to access the entirety of the internet, and like without any like censorship, any like, oh no, we can only access the internet between like or whatever was uploaded between this, like, because that's the way I understand it, is they have a very set time period or a set amount of information that it can access. It's not like it's going right now, but like I said, we're all just taking hot takes here, but like it's going to once you can go, hey AI, what's the current thing right here, right now in today's world that's on the internet currently that you can find me, and then that's accurate. That's the other big part. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
What's your thoughts on climate change?
Oh man,
We're getting into it.
Look,
climate change is fun.
as the only, well, I think as Banana Man is the only non-Homo sapien species on the podcast,
Very true.
he would know more about the pros and cons. Oh my God.
That's
Could it
right.
be? Is it
Is
racist?
it banana
Gone?
racism? Is it possible
no.
to be racist against
Fruitism?
banana?
If you have to ask, yes. Oh man, but no, it is hot. This is the hottest summer on record. And have you guys heard about pretty much like why it's the hottest summer on record?
No.
Okay.
Weather machines.
No, well, we'll get into
We'll get
that.
there.
We'll get there.
We gotta peel back the onion slowly.
We probably need some fact checking on this because I forget the entity that makes this. So there was a law that was passed because these ships, these cargo ships, they use like bottom of the barrel oil. Like after everybody's got the good stuff at the top, they're using the crap at the bottom. Well, they're using such crappy oil and it's storing a whole bunch of carbon dioxide up into the atmosphere, and it's causing these huge clouds. And we're able to say, hey man, these clouds are caused from these ships. This is bad for the environment. And everybody's like, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's fine. And so they're able to pass some legislation to where now, hey, these ships have to use a higher grade oil. So it's like, great. There's less CO2 being thrown out of these ships, and so now there's less clouds. And so with there being less clouds, there's just more sunlight and heat hitting the earth. And so it's like,
There's
well,
less
hot.
insulation, essentially.
So it's
There's less
natural.
coverage.
Yeah, less
it should-
ozone, less.
Not necessarily ozone.
Well,
it's
yeah,
literally
or
just
carbon dioxide or monoxide, whatever.
So it's like natural climate
Yes.
change.
so
it's like
it's climate change is so much worse than we thought. We were literally polluting the air in such a way that it was beneficial by blocking the rays of the sun from heating the earth. And
Wow.
now that we have gotten rid of as much cloud coverage from these ships, the earth is like, it's just hotter.
wow.
I know.
That is crazy.
Well, and-
actually.
I'm always
That's
open.
insane.
I feel like open-minded. Go ahead, Ethan. I'm sorry.
No, that was it. I was just telling that I've never heard that. That is insane.
Just because we
But
just
it makes
found it
so
out.
much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's not the way I thought you were going with that. I thought you were talking about, oh, it's so hot because of these ships.
Oh.
But the fact that
They're helping.
they're helping,
They're
that's
helping. It's like
wild.
helping and hurting. And I guess like the beautiful thing about it is there's no way that we could have set up an experiment to find this out.
No.
Like, like the
So-
time, the money, any of this, not possible.
Well, here's the thing. So, have you guys seen? Are you guys familiar with Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear Grand Tour?
Oh,
Not really.
I love him. Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Top Gear.
Top Gear Grand Tour, love him.
Oh yeah.
It's the car show. Like
Yeah, I know what Top
oh,
Gear is.
yeah.
Is he the one that's like, oh no?
He's the. My name's Jeremy Clarkson. Power, speed. He's the
That was
big
really
orangutan
good.
looking guy.
Are you? Yeah, the one that's like
The
the
main
one.
guy. I
The
guess the
one.
main guy.
The one that
The-
got the show canceled. Yeah.
The one that
The
goes.
one that punched as a producer and then got it switched over to Amazon. Yes.
The one that goes. Oh no. Anyways, like that one, the meme guy.
Yes,
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I know what you're
Oh
talking about.
dear. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
guy. So there was he was doing another show, and this is from the Rutgers website. But there was a video of him, but way back in the day, where he was just demonstrating how there's a rocket launch booster thing or something that makes a cloud of hydrogen. Like they burn up so much steam and water and propel or whatever it is, and it makes a cloud that produces rain.
Mhm.
Now, the Rutgers article, just with a quick view, is saying it's partly false. It's a space shuttle rocket booster test that can produce a cloud that causes rain. Its purpose is to propel rockets, not to make rain. It's more like just a side effect. But the microwave is a side effect of the government testing microwaves for weapon,
Woo.
and now it's something that's in all of our homes.
Mhm.
So all of a sudden I'm just saying, conspiracy brain cap, banana hat on. Like, I definitely think the government's and humanity have an ability to affect climate and change it. I do think through natural causes that there's its own duality of systems working against. There's the humans and what they're doing that's not natural, and then all nature's natural courses like the tides changing and the currents bringing hot and cold water places and clouds getting formed naturally.
Well, you know about the HARP system, right?
Would go on.
Well, it's not. It's the HARP something. I don't know if it's the HARP system or something. And I know very little about it, but apparently it is. It's kind of conspiracy, kind of factual. I don't know exactly.
Project.
HAARP, I think, and it's where America can direct hurricanes to a different place. Do you know what I'm talking
I've
about?
heard about it. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I am
Yeah, it's
out.
wild, bro.
high frequency activated aerial research program.
Somebody
or
get
HAARP.
Seabass a mic. This man knows he knows. Seabass,
Didn't
You know about the
chime
HARP?
in.
You know?
I know what y'all are talking about.
Yeah.
As far as the conspiracy side,
Yeah, I don't know how factual it is,
that's fair.
but it's not factual at all.
it's a conspiracy.
Oh, really? Oh,
The whole project just tracks weather formations and movements, but because they have such an immense data pool, they can essentially predict when the next one's gonna happen. So that's the thought: is that they can essentially be like, it's gonna go there.
they have enough
They
data to
want- they-
predict and
Oh.
forecast.
They've got some crazy accuracy.
They're
It's like
forecasting.
Oh, so they can't-
95 Yeah, but you listen to your local weather, and they'll say it's raining when it's fucking bright and
Well,
sunny
that's because
outside.
when they say there's a 10% chance of rain, there's a 10% chance that, or there's a 10% of the state's going to be covered in any given moment.
Hey man,
Well, these guys say a
Y'all
hurricane's
gon-
gonna show
y'all
up on
keep
your
rolling, I gotta
doorstep,
pee.
and you've got
That's
a
so unlike you.
95% chance it's showing up on your doorstep. That's the problem.
Well,
you gotta face it. Listen, there's only a 50% chance of everything. It's either gonna happen or it's not.
that's,
Duh.
sometimes wherever you are in life, that's where you are.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, man. But dude, Banana Man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, conspiracy-wise, I like a lot of conspiracies. I won't say I believe in a lot, but I like where some of them, like, where their head's at, you know?
Me too.
Like, oh, there's so many good ones to choose.
My gosh.
Like, oh,
I like conspiracy theories, but I also just like the what ifs of science.
yeah.
So like, well, if we want to make clouds, why don't we just put cannons in the ocean that just spray out seawater up in the air?
It just,
And yeah, no, because if you spray out the seawater up in the air, right, into like a vapor,
yeah.
the salt that's in seawater goes up in the clouds, could increase the cloud formation, bouncing back some of the sun's heat that would normally be bounced back by those by those ships.
Yeah.
And then whenever it rains, then it's just seawater. It's just the salt from the sea coming back down. So the ocean's like, yeah, sure, like whatever, like not a huge deal. But who's gonna invest in these hydro cannons?
You know what's also interesting? How come we don't make asphalt like a different color than black? Because wouldn't it be easier if it, like, that older asphalt that's like all gray and stuff doesn't hold the heat, doesn't make your tires stick to the road?
Mm-hmm. What color would you make it?
I mean, I guess that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers. I just have all the questions and problems and complaints.
Did you hear about What's that college football team that's like very, very blue and their field is blue?
Oh, you're talking about Boise.
Yeah. Did you hear about
They had to change the color of their jerseys or the field or something
yeah, how they initially had to change the color of their field
because of the birds.
because of the birds.
The birds thought it was the sky or like some 3D like
Yeah, they just thought it was the sky.
just we'll just fly straight down into Boise State's field because that looks like blue enough to be sky to us.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, good God.
Shout outs to birds. I wonder how many of those birds were crows though, because crows are pretty smart birds.
Well, you want to piss off some environmentalists? Tell them how many birds and other creatures are killed by windmills every year. Like wind energy
Yeah,
kills tons of birds.
that's fine. I mean, dude. I mean,
That's fine.
that's fine. That's fine because I just think about like farming as a whole. Farming kills so many. It's like at what point in
Soybean
time
farming?
do you
Ted
care?
Nugent's bitch about that?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Like how much do you really care about animals? Like at what point in time is an animal life to you like significant? Because I think for a lot of people they're like, well, if it's a bug or an insect, I don't care. And it's like, oh, dude, you're really just splitting hairs, aren't you? Like I think a lot of people forget that we as people are animals. And it's like, yeah, dude, we are mammals. Like,
Literally.
this is it. Like, well, I'm a banana.
Well, you're a
But
banana.
you guys, you people.
You people. Hey, you know what?
Hey.
I feel objectified.
Oh. Buckle up.
But just to catch, listeners, I want to go pee. Just to catch the last bit of that. Yeah, I mean, the farming is a whole separate thing. Okay, so where do you lie, Banana Man, as a banana, as someone that gets farmed?
So I'm perfectly fine if we're using like my already seeds. Like let's just use whatever seeds we get from plants. Screw Roundup, screw these other people.
Yep.
I don't want these
Monsanto.
Excuse me. Yes, that's exactly the company I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Monsanto. A lot of these genetically modified seeds I'm not a fan of. There are some plants that are out there that I'm cool with. Like, rice. Rice is great. Yellow rice, cool. Vitamin D. I'm yellow. I got the D. Like that's what I'm about. You know what I mean? Like you need that. You need that in areas. What you don't need is a plant that you plant once and then you can't use the seeds from that. Like that's terrible.
Yeah.
That
and
is wild.
the Monsanto seeds, you know about this?
Oh, I took an environmental studies class in college.
Was that in
I
between
know
the
all
women's?
about Monsanto.
Was that between the women's studies classes?
I didn't.
I think you're thinking about me.
I
I
went to the
definitely took a women's
University of
studies
North
class.
Georgia. All right. It was, yeah.
Ain't no
Yeah.
women there.
I wasn't smart enough to get into UGA.
Same. I just like the football team.
Nighthawk, baby.
But, I mean, that's the crazy thing is, or like when, I can't remember who exactly was talking about the Roundup Ready corn. That was a big thing.
Bro.
Like, it's just so bad because like you used to have to like use like a little bit of like or just very specifically spray this or else you'd kill the corn.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're like, well, hey, why don't we just spray like we can spray so much faster, we'll save so much money. And so they make corn that doesn't die.
And I will say, so my mom, in her past couple years, she has gotten super big into gardening. That's all she does. Like that's her. She eventually she wants to make a business
Produce
out
stand,
of it.
yeah.
And produce stand and farmers market, this, that, and the other. And watching how much goes into just having a small. So her garden is probably the size of this room, which I don't know. For listeners, it's a large garden,
It is.
but it's not a farm.
It could maybe let's say at max capacity, it might be able to be used for food and ingredients to feed 100 people.
It's the amount of time she spends on seed starting and just, upkeep, killing the weeds. I'll never forget this. I'll never forget this as long as I live. I'm coming home from a gig. We don't leave gigs until 2 in the morning, 2:30.
Yeah.
I roll into my driveway, and my mom. I still live with my parents, by the way. 'Cause
Saving money.
The housing market is screwed, so don't come after me.
Like our band.
So please. So I pull into the driveway, and I see a flashlight in the garden, and it's like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? My mom,
And your house
she's
is
in
not
her
exactly something that you just pull into on accident.
no, exactly. And I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Did you
Like,
pull a gun on your mom?
no. Because I figured it was. I just didn't know what she was doing. So I go over there and I was like, hey, what you doing? She's like, these damn worms are eating all my vegetables. I don't know what it was, cucumbers.
Yeah.
But you can only catch them at night with a black light. So I'm hunting for worms right now.
I
And I was
love
like,
your mother.
I was like,
Your mother
okay,
is the
I'm going to
best.
bed. So
Love you, Ma.
yeah, good luck. So no, but it takes up all of her time. She loves it though. Like that's her thing. She lives to do that.
Yeah.
And so, but just to go back to the original point, just upkeep on a small garden it takes up all your time. Imagine having like 100 acres of corn.
Yeah, imagine being that small percentage of farmers that have to pay all that money just to get
Dude.
the majority of America. And then we throw out so much.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's I'm not well versed on being able to speak about this kind of stuff, but it is crazy that there's the work that goes into that, and then like genetically modified organisms and just anything and everything that goes into that it's wild. It's crazy.
It is wild. And I think one of the things that hits me the most about farming is we're kind of in a desert as far as diversity in farming in America.
True that.
You know, it's like we've all here eaten yellow corn. You guys remember elementary school where they're like, "Hey, yeah, this is corn in Thanksgiving," and you see it and it's purple.
It's got different colors and
it's
stuff.
red. It's like,
Maize.
where's what about this? It's like, no. This corn is still a thing. Like there's so much other vegetation that's out here.
Well, that's why Mexico won't grow American corn because they're afraid
shouldn't.
it's going to like
It is.
get in, cross contaminate, and then it's going to wipe out all the original maize. Corn
Take all their jabs.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know about this.
No, yes.
This is
Serious-
crazy.
Yeah, no, we as a country, so much like Monsanto, much like these soybeans, like these genetically modified produce take over production as a whole just for money. Like there's so many other
yeah.
things that you could buy. There's so many things that you could buy but you can't. It's not on the market. And the only reason why I know these things, I have a friend who he sells seeds. He sells these diverse seeds, and it's wild.
Yeah.
They have like the peppers that he showed me. Like we've all seen like banana peppers, bell peppers.
Mhm.
They've got chocolate peppers. They've got like these purple peppers. They've got like plum peppers, strawberry peppers, and I'm at a loss. I'm like, these are things. Are these?
These are things out here that are available.
Is this real? Are we in the land of Wano, bro?
Well,
Doesn't make any sense.
to add to that, I had at one point I had some neighbors that were from India, and they grew some type of Indian pepper. I don't know what they. I don't even know what they're called, but they were round and they looked like little cherries, like bright cherries. You've ever had one? You
It
know what I'm
might be
talking
a
about?
cherry pepper. Yeah,
It
no,
could
I
be.
haven't had it, but
It was so hot.
yeah.
It was unbelievably hot. Like go to Buffalo Wild Wings or somewhere, get the hottest wings,
Double it.
double it. It was incomprehensibly hot for something so small. Get this, right? Parents were growing banana peppers that year. The bees cross-pollinated with those Indian peppers to the banana peppers. Banana peppers aren't hot.
Yeah, they're just mild.
pretty sweet
Yeah.
peppers. Maybe a little kind of if you get, whatever. These banana peppers you couldn't eat them. They were so hot. My dad loved them because my dad loves spicy stuff, and I do too. But they were unenjoyably hot.
Well, that's and then you
And
keep
we were
the
like,
seeds
"What the
from those.
fuck is going on
Keep
with
those
these peppers?"
seeds.
Right?
Yeah,
But
man.
no, it's crazy. I mean, the diversity of what is out there and what you can. But when you go to Walmart or anywhere that you buy your produce, I wouldn't say go to Walmart for produce.
Yeah.
But like what It's crazy. It's wild.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
Well, and then what's even like you say, don't go to Walmart. It's like heck, like be careful about like Whole Foods and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They have these like outlandishly fake like health stand or like differences. Like this one's normal beef. This one was beef kept in a large shed. This is beef that was in an extra large shed. This was like beef kept out in a pasture. And it's like, well, those are all the same cow. It's just he had all the sheds are on the same pasture, so it's like he could be all three. So it's technically you're not lying. Like greenwashing is what it's called, and a lot of that environmental standard stuff that they're trying to inflict on companies as like a government thing, which is going to kill a lot of farms. Like they just can't keep
What
up to
farms, dude?
that. Good point.
The
But
thing is, like, they're already
the
so
ones that
heavily
Bill Gates
subsidized.
doesn't own already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You mean the other? What is it? What is it like? 5%?
Yeah.
3%? Something like that. He's in the 90s.
It is.
Less than 5. I talked about this earlier today.
It's
Sorry, I'm a banana.
incredibly terrifying that somebody that has that much of a grasp on the food chain supply and also says we need to decrease the world's population. Sorry for being a little conspiratorial.
So
hey, it's interesting stuff.
Crazy that he spent 4 years trying to bring toilets to India.
He spent 4 years trying to bring toilets to India.
He was like trying to revolutionize toilets, and then he was going to take them to India or something like that.
That's crazy.
you guys
What was the
think,
end goal there?
He
Just
had a lot of money, and he felt like it.
Felt
fair
like
enough.
you guys think that if if it was actually Bill Gates instead of Steve Jobs that went, that he'd own this much farmland?
Well, two different companies, but yeah.
I think any billionaire just loves to control stuff.
That's how they became a billionaire.
Honestly, yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. And
Well, I have a
and
theory
this
about
is-
that.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna transition to a different topic. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I think is with the billionaires and stuff, there's only so much that they can control in these massive companies, which is which is planned and intentional. So they got that plausible deniability because they do want to control stuff. They want to, hey, person that's the CEO of my company, work with this other CEO of this other company that I own to do these things to like having a competitive advantage over these CEOs that have a market share that I don't like. And then, that's Walmart.
Yep.
That, hey, Walmart, like, go, like, into this small town, wipe out all the mom and pop grocery stores. I mean, good God. Like, farmers markets, I feel like are making a comeback, speaking of farming.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude.
And I think, like, with what your mom wants to do,
Bro.
a lot of people can do it.
Oh man, Monroe has. For those,
Shout out Monroe.
Shout out. That's where I'm from, baby.
row.
I said I was right outside of Athens. I lied. I'm in Monroe. no,
That's the-
well, it is true.
That's
But
the equivalent of someone that lives in Lawrenceville saying they live in Atlanta.
yeah, exactly. I'm proud. I'm a proud Monrovian, whatever they call it. I don't know. That's stupid. But no. Every Saturday they got a farmers market out there, bro, and it's so cool. My buddy Chase White, shout out Chase. If you're looking to buy a house in the Walton County area, hit up Winston White. He's selling houses. He's slinging them. He'll take he'll take good care of you.
I'm just waiting for Oz to bust through the door.
Yeah.
He's-
Anyways, he's getting big into like mushrooms, but not magic mushrooms.
Just
like
cooking.
just cooking mushrooms, and that is a whole hobby in itself. Is mushrooms?
Have you heard about the crab mushroom or the lobster mushroom?
No,
It's a mushroom that you cook that tastes like lobster.
Thank God.
that doesn't surprise me
Right?
at all.
Mm.
So I went on a bachelor trip with him a couple weeks ago, and we were doing some trout fishing up in Blue Ridge. And like we'd caught a couple trout. We're like, man, we're gonna cook these bad boys tonight, man. We're men. We're hunters. We're hunters. And then so we're walking back, and Chase goes, "You see that? You see that mushroom right there?" I was like, "No, yeah. What? It's orange. Like I would not dare touch that mushroom." He's like, "No, those are good to eat. They're called like chandelier mushrooms or something. Shanda something.
Sure.
They're bright orange." And he's like, "They're really good to eat." And I was like, "I trust you." And he's like, "All right, let's like try to find some." So we spend. I was thinking this was gonna be like a 15-minute endeavor. An hour and a half gathering as much mushrooms as possible. So we went from hunters to gatherers
I love it.
in one day, like in a 3-hour time span. No, these mushrooms were fantastic. He told me, he was like, yeah, just throw them in a pan, throw some seasoning on there. I was like, all right, cool. So I put some oil in a pan, threw them in there,
Just a
and then
little
like
saute.
just a little lemon pepper, just to kind of give it a little bit. you know.
No.
Dude, these are fantastic, bro, and they're
Nice.
just growing. Like no one planted them.
They're,
God,
they're
maybe.
literally a disposal system for like decomposition, and then they taste great. I mean, dude.
They're fantastic.
I
Well,
love
did
it.
you? God, I mean, it's funny. There's this one guy that was on Joe Rogan's podcast. That's the mushroom
The
guy.
guy with the funny hat.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know his name.
But I can't remember. But is it like something about? He's like, I will not talk about like portobello mushrooms.
Yeah. He's like,
I can't talk.
the
About,
government.
he's like,
I
there's
can't do
something going on with those that I can't talk about
it. Yeah,
because
I
I'm
can't
afraid
even
about
tell you
life.
what is it like I can't even tell you who buys the most of them.
Yeah, there's a it's like you'd be surprised who buys the most,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, I can't talk about it though.
Can't talk
It's
about
like
it.
you
What?
fucking
Yeah.
tease.
Dude, so to bring everything around almost like full circle.
Paul
Paul
Stamets.
Stamens or
Mm.
Salmons?
Stamens. Okay.
Shout
So
out
you-
Paul.
You
Thanks for
know,
letting us know.
Represent.
you know, we share a more common ancestor with mushrooms than mushrooms do with plants, like vegetation. And I
Really?
love that. Yeah, that's why you can eat a mushroom like this. Tastes like meaty.
Yeah, like
That makes sense.
Yeah.
a lobster mushroom. I mean, even the just like any like when you do like the little baby bellas, or like you get like some little like sautéed mushrooms on top of your steak and stuff. Like you get that little extra
Dude.
topper right there. It's some fucking good shit. But I mean, dude, like mushrooms are so alien. Like it's its own like fungi kingdom is so different from like plants and everything. It's just it's
Yeah.
not an animal. It's not a plant. It's
No.
fungus.
Yeah, it is. It's its own separate thing, and it's like they're us, but their insides are just on the outside,
Well, and another thing that's
underneath the ground.
the their insides are underground with the flowering body.
Their
is what we see.
mycelia, yeah.
And
Well,
so,
the mycelia are what's underneath.
and so they can like it's essentially like they can feel you walking over it.
Oh yeah.
And there was some place in Madagascar, I think, that has like the biggest singular organism, which is a mushroom that's just been living in this forest, and it's like all connected through the mycelia and stuff, and it's like a mile. Could be totally talking out my ass, but I feel like I heard that someone said that somewhere. But
No,
it's
that's-
just
That's very much so a thing. And if there's any area that needs like nutrients, literally the
Divert it,
the,
yeah.
the mother part of it where it's I'll send you. Yeah, take some of that nutrients. Take it.
and it's just a
Yes.
plant, and like we eat that.
It's a fungus.
It's crazy. What a
mean,
life, bro.
What is life?
What
man?
a life.
'Cause I
How
mean-
beautiful.
And or actually, speaking of mushrooms and music, watch me tie this together.
Okay.
There's a guy that I've seen that what
Music's a beautiful thing, man.
Man,
Music's a beautiful thing.
life is music. Music
That's
is life.
That's a Mac Miller thing. Anyways,
Oh,
continue.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Rest in peace.
Easy Mac with the cheesy wraps.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god! But I mean, there's this guy that he would attach electrodes into mushrooms, and he would just send electrical currents through them, kind of like so you could kind of feel like a pulse, if you would, like just that little micro like pulse of electricity.
Mhm.
And he ran it through a synthesizer program, so that the mushrooms like he would stab them and he'd poke them and like kind of just use any kind of stimuli that he could to get the mushrooms to kind of feel what's going on, and they'd react, and it would affect the music that was coming through the synthesizer. And it's you use a program to take this thing does this, you make this noise, this thing does that, it does this noise, and then everything in between it kind of just plugs in on its own.
Wow.
This guy just made music out of torturing fungi.
And pretty much he was just stabbed innocent fungi.
Get it how
And-
you get it.
Ethan's a thug. Savage. But yeah, but that was really cool because I mean, there is something about like not consciousness because that sounds too trippy, but how things can react and how like there's just a design of how things. Oh, we're not having enough water go to this part of the body of a mushroom. We'll just send water that way. Trees do that, like plants do that. I actually heard here's a speaking of plants, since we got a fruit on the discussion. Don't you think all animals have some form of defense? Claws, teeth, smell, playing dead, something.
Not all animals. But okay, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
keep going then. Forget
Well,
what
Like
what-
a
what
horse,
you-
a horse can buck at you, it can kick you. Like a horse
True.
can kick a mountain lion in the jaw and it's dead.
That is okay, but flip that on its side, right? Take a tiger. Is is the tiger's claws for defense, or is that an apex predator?
Well,
that's
if
for
a bigger
that's
apex
for
predator,
the offense.
well, yeah. Well, I mean, if another tiger wants to take his stuff, then he's got to use it for defense.
I guess they do have to fight each other. Fair enough.
Well,
Fair enough.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's not so much predator versus prey. It's just in general, there's something that all animals have to fight, defend, to go to battle with.
All right.
Follow me.
I can't think of a rebuttal. So
Like it could be as simple as running. Like it's just got
Yeah.
like the gazelles and stuff. They have horns and stuff that are maybe for fighting or showing dominance.
Worms slither away.
Worms slither away, or the eel or the slime worm. Ties itself in a knot so the fish dies and chokes on it.
I can't really think of what a raccoon might have. Tiny little claws, maybe.
Claws,
He's a little burglar. He doesn't get caught.
It's his camouflage.
He just looks at you and picks up his food and runs away.
Raccoons are hilarious.
Well, they have teeth and stuff.
Yeah,
like it's not very effective, but it's what they got.
Yes.
What do plants have?
Poison?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
So
Venom?
if a plant knows that it's being attacked and is being cut, like its stems and leaves are being attacked and eaten, there's plants that will change the molecular structure or release chemicals in their leaves to make them taste bad, so that they hopefully will stop being eaten, and then they can grow back flower and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're eating a plant like a cabbage, lettuce, carrots, like there's no seeds in a carrot that like I remember eating my whole life. It was always
straight carrot, dude.
like still like maybe there was one in like those organic ones that I just didn't realize, but plants,
no, the carrot's the root though.
But still, I've never seen a carrot seed.
That's a good point. What do you do to plant a carrot? I gotta call my mom.
Call Misty right now.
Do you want me to?
Put her on the cast, dude. Ask her where do
Alright.
you get carrot
Hold on.
seeds from.
She might be in the bed. Hold on. Let me give her a call.
If I'm not mistaken, right? Don't most vegetables like not have seeds in them? But you can cut off like a certain portion of it and then just plant that top portion of it, and then it grows up.
Hey, Mom.
You're on the podcast.
Hey, you're on the podcast. We've got a gardening question for you.
Okay.
All right, you're directly into the microphone, so this will be on the internet. All right.
Okay.
What do you plant? How do you plant a carrot? I've never heard of a carrot seed.
Oh, all right. Good question. Well, first and foremost, it's a little teeny tiny seed, and you have to have kind of a fluffy soil. You could do it in the ground, but if you did, you would have to add some peat moss to it. Anyway, you just plant it in there. As a matter of fact, we're a little late. Probably should have done it a couple of weeks ago, but you just plant it in, and it's a root vegetable.
Interesting. We were just talking on the podcast. We were talking about planting, gardening, this, that, and the other. We're talking about carrots. Jared says, "I've never seen a carrot seed in my life," and I was like, "You know what? You got a good point. Me either." So we had to call him that.
Very teeny tiny. I mean, they're super teeny tiny. You have to watch the weather, because if it's gonna rain, at all, you have to cover them up, because if it rains when you plant them, the rain could cause them all to shift down to one side of the, wherever you're planting them, on the ground or in a. I do mine in pots, but you have to cover them up with something because they're so little.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Teeny tiny. Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's pretty cool, though.
Alrighty, cool. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're learning something new every day.
I know.
So.
That's awesome. That's kind of cool that you're interested in something gardening.
Oh, it's a whole topic. We've been talking about gardening for an hour.
Yes, we have.
Well, let me tell you. I mean, I really believe that people are going to have to go back to growing their own food. It's first and foremost, what's in it. Hopefully most people who garden, they don't spray pesticides on their own gardens. But at some point, I think we're going to have to get back to it. And I think it would be good for young people like y'all to learn how to grow your own food.
Preach.
we might have to get you on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Get some plants started.
I would love that.
But
Join the herd.
alrighty, well, if we have any more gardening questions, we'll phone a friend. We'll give you a call.
Sounds like a plan.
All
Y'all
righty.
have fun.
All right, we will.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
Thank you, Mama Frost.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. What a sweet lady.
She is an angel.
I
love
love
my
that.
mom.
Oh my God.
The fact that she answers the phone at 10 o'clock, 10:30,
She's
being
so
like,
ex-
"What you need to know about gardening?" I'll tell you anything you need to know.
What you need to know? And
Good
she's
question.
yeah, like that was the good. It's just okay. So it's really.
She
tired.
was podcast ready, dude.
Yes, that was-
She's like, "What a fantastic question!" Now, and I can
100%
I
not-
can visualize her. She's sitting in her recliner, going, pretending she's on camera right now. She's like, "What a fantastic question!"
Mama Frost, you are a national treasure. God bless you.
Oh, she's great.
Oh my God. But hey, I mean, she's right. Like we were talking about the same thing. Like eventually we might have to
Dude.
think about how they took home economics out of class. There was probably gardening and some other classes you could take so you could learn how to do basic life skills. And then now
Yeah.
those are gone. Now they're like, why don't we talk about our feelings?
So what you're telling me is,
They're turning the frogs gay.
what you're telling me is, the one way to get around AI taking your job is to start a garden.
Essentially.
I don't hate that idea.
I'm saying.
Look, I come from a long line of cattle farmers.
Really?
All right. My grandpa was a cattle farmer. His dad was a cattle farmer. His dad was a cattle farmer.
And his
His dad was in World War One. The dad before that, no, I don't know. I don't know exactly, but no, there's been a lot of cattle farmers in my family, and it just got lost. Like, we've got land to cattle farm on, but my grandpa didn't cattle farm. My dad didn't cattle farm. I would love to cattle farm, but I don't know if I've got the work ethic to do that. Because I've brought up to my mom several times, like, look, hey, you worry if you want to start like a farmer's market thing. Like, I could start a little dairy farm, have like 2 dairy cows, and like she was like, you don't understand the work that goes into that. And
just
I was
even one
I was
cow.
like, "Psh, I could milk a cow every morning." So I like pulled up a YouTube video how to start a dairy farm. No, bro, you need like $2 million to start up. You know,
and
it's
a lot of that goes just getting like certifications, accreditations.
Oh my god.
Like paying someone to come out and inspect your system to be up to like USDA standards.
Oh yeah.
Like, and then that's all garbage. And if they don't like one thing, like they could just shut you down and fine you. And so like you can go bankrupt so hard.
Then
I
you're
mean,
out.
the American dream, like I was told by a very wise man who's totally not related to Oz. he told me, he's like, the American dream is not for the average person. The American dream is for businesses, people who want to own businesses. Like, unless you like all the tax breaks and all the things that you get as a business, that with more investment and more capital up front, you get, it's a much more higher entry fee, but like the back end and the downstream, like write-offs, credits, like, rebates and things like that, incomparable to the individual that's just doing a W-9 job or whatever.
W2.
W-2, sorry.
Well, and I'll get back on politics here.
Yeah.
The American dream is dead, and I hate to say that, but like the job I'm working now as a 24-year-old kid, right, with no real college degree, I make relatively decent money, like a good living. I was looking at houses, just 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses in my area, $350,000.
That's right.
And I was like, okay, look, as the podcast knows, I still live with my parents. I've got a truck that I'm paying for. That's it, right? I have no bills, right? They don't charge me rent. I help out around the house how I can. Great. Now look up how to, because a 20% down payment on a house is like, that's like the sweet spot. Okay, well, to do that,
Unless you
the
go
house that I
FHA.
was, there's other ways of doing it. But it was like, so the one specific house that I was looking at was a $60,000 down payment to put down 20%. And I was like, okay, well, I'm in no position right now. I'm not engaged. I don't even, I'm single. I'm not in a position now where I need to start looking at buying a house. So I've got time to save up like 60 grand. It'll take me a while, but it's possible.
Yeah.
So it's time to start, right? Let's do this. And then so I started getting a plan together. And I was like, well, okay, Once I have $60,000 saved up and I go to buy a house, what's my monthly payment going to look like? $60,000 down on a house, a 3-bedroom, 2-bed, small. I mean, not small, but like a very conservative house.
A decent place, yeah.
My monthly payment would be like $2,600 a month.
Yep.
That's
what
right.
who can do that?
Well,
like
and the thing is, like that 60K you're talking about, that's not even including the closing costs, which is going to be another 4 to 5%.
easy,
Yeah.
easy,
Yeah.
easy. It's sickening, bro.
Oh yeah.
And anybody that says it's not is
Wait until you learn about what brokers really do.
oh my god.
That was for my boy,
Shout out to the banana family.
the banana
Are
family.
you a broker?
Oh, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about
Okay.
that.
But so let me just say, I agree that, hey, if you can put that 20% on the house, absolutely do it. But the thing is that I'm sure you've known over the last couple of years moving forward, house prices are pretty much going to keep going up. So the amount of time that's going to take you to amass $60,000 for that house is going to be worth more than that in the future. And so the government's like, oh man, well, how do we? Well, one day we'll go into how that 20% even came up. Anyways, Jared chimed in with the, FHA, you don't have to put down that much money, 3.5%. So I don't want to say like there's a way of getting around paying money to get a house because you're really not going to get a house for free that you want to live in. But what I'm trying to say is that $60,000, you don't have to wait for that. And I think the main thing that you could start thinking about is this first house that you're going to buy is just that it's going to be your first house. This isn't going to be your dream home because of everything that you're saying. Hey, I've got this job. I don't know if the job that you have right now, you're like, this is going to be my end-all, be-all career. And, like, that's going to be it. So instead of focusing on, oh, my gosh, this is a lot of money for me to be able to do this, it is. But in order for you to get to a place to where you're no longer living at home, because eventually you will be engaged, you're going to have to take some sort of step in doing that. And to anybody else out there, definitely plan, but the sooner the more advantageous. I won't say the better, because it might not be the better, because, everybody's situation is different, but the more advantageous, especially if you're just in the state of Georgia because of the market that's in Georgia, the housing market that's in Georgia.
Yeah.
But I'm a banana.
But yeah,
But I'm a banana.
for context,
Yeah,
he's a banana.
I'm a banana.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I have such a warped experience with housing. Like, my housing purchasing and selling experience was just I bought at the best time, I sold at the top, and then the top, it hasn't really like even gone down.
No.
It just kind of plateaus. It's like it went, instead of going like
Do you think it'll ever go down? No.
So
It will ever hit a crash again?
for the housing market, I personally don't think so. And if it is a housing market crash, it literally might not hit Georgia just because it's still so hot here. But at the same time, I think something that's really interesting to look at is, one, the amount of credit card debt that we have, because this is the most that we've ever had in the history. Over $1 trillion, we're doing that. We're seeing rates are pretty much still going up. And we're seeing the rates on credit cards, that APR, I mean, everybody's in like what, mid to upper 20s. So, and then but people are still buying things. Like we're still able to see like, oh yeah, no, people are going out and still like consuming things, taking a little bit less vacations, but they're still going out and buying some of these extra things. Well, eventually there's not going to be, people are going to run out of money. And not even just run out of money, they'll run out of this debt that they're able to amass. And so once that happens, there's most likely going to be like foreclosures. And so in times like this, in times of economic unrest, this is when we see like the most people, the most new millionaires, I'll say, like the most people that are like, hey, I'm going to go out, I'm going to be able to buy these things, I'm going to amass several properties, and we're going to be able to go from there. And so I would say, hey man, I mean, definitely save money, definitely do these things. But there are going to be people who unfortunately aren't able to pay their mortgage. There's going to be people that bought during the perfect time, and they're like, oh my gosh, my interest rate is at 2.9%.
Or people just had hardships. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that person could lose their job. And it's like, oh, well, I'll just refinance. I'll take money out. Yeah, you've taken money out, and now your housing payment is $700 higher. So then you're taking the money out and you're able to pay for other stuff, but now the other stuff that you're also paying for with that money has to go towards this housing payment, and eventually you won't be able to pay for this house. So hopefully you can sell at that time. But if you can't sell, then you're going to go into pre-foreclosure, then foreclosure and whatnot, and that's where a lot of people, a lot of houses are going to get bought up. But
Yeah.
it's okay.
But the thing is, the other thing you got to take into account is once that does happen, there's going to be a rush for people trying to sweep in. Like a lot of people like me who are waiting for like any kind of deal to come up so we can scoop something, rent it out, flip it, whatever it is. Like, you're always looking for those things. And if something like that happens and there's a lot of foreclosures that hit, just kind of like back in 2008 when I couldn't buy a house because I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's going to be a different version of that. But there's still going to be a lot of people that were young and then they realized that they've been working since they were 18. Now they're 28. They have a little bit of money. They maybe have a house that they've been waiting to take that cash out loan on or to get the money out to go do something and buy an asset. So once that bottom falls out, there's still going to be a rush. That's going to kind of be a weird influx. So I don't think it's going to be as hard of a landing as 2008, but I think it's going to be definitely like tumultuous. Like,
I think it's only going to be bad for the people who aren't financially prepared. And by that, I just mean like educated with it. Because if you have no plan, then no, dude, it's going to suck. A lot of things suck when you just don't have a plan.
yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm interested to see it. Like, I'm interested, like, hopefully, like, be able to do that. I mean, I got one property under my belt. If I can get the next couple, then Lord help us. Help us.
There's you'll be able to see a bit more stuff come up now. Like the summer's like buying season because it's like, oh man, let me move the kids. Let me do this. Let me do that.
But now people want to sell before Thanksgiving in December.
So we'll see.
And then New Year, it's still cold, so people don't really want to sell and everything else.
How's the I don't know if you really want to get into like the specifics on the podcast, but the avenue that you were looking at in North Georgia, how's that working out?
Depends.
Depends?
Just depends. The people that are selling the house close to the family, we'll say. But
they're kissing cousins.
Sure.
Oh shit.
The lineage is close.
Alabama fans.
Love it. But well, the thing is they're searching out in the market right now, and I really hope they get the highest price that they can. The thing is the house has been in and around the family, so I'm like, it's sentimental to me, and I got to take that into account because if it's a bad money move, then it's a bad money move, and I just can't do it.
Right.
And accept that.
Exactly.
Them's the facts.
Yeah.
But
and you also don't want to, it's someone that you're close with.
Yeah.
You don't want to. From the way you were telling it to
I don't want
me,
to step on any toes or just like.
But not only that, but like they might not know the full extent of what it's worth, and you don't want to screw them over by being like, "How much you said?" Yeah, sure, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not even that. It's more like it's just a weird property out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Around other properties that aren't anywhere similar to it.
Just low.
Like you got like trailer
primary residence.
It's like you got an RV camper site, a trailer that's like a mobile home, and then you have maybe a built structure house with plumbing and all that stuff in it, and that's their house, and that's like the one of so few. So there's not very many comparable houses around it, but it's in a beautiful spot, and then it's like up in the mountains and things like that. I love it to death. But right now, it's like if they can get the selling price that they're looking for, like if BlackRock wants to come in and buy it at whatever price, like because dude, they were doing that so much,
dude.
Just buying it, like we'll make this back in 20 years. We got the $500 billion in funding to do this. We don't care if we lose.
You talking about BlackRock?
Yeah, the one that went around and bought a bunch of houses.
Dude, the only kind. I heard they said they're like, hey man, we're getting their words. Let me not say their words. They're looking to move things out of the American market because of the turbulence that's about to come. So they're about to go start investing in other countries, essentially. So it's like, okay.
I'm
does that
quickly
mean you guys are gonna buy less houses? And you're like, I didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
I'm quickly realizing I'm not talking about the same BlackRock. I thought we were talking about a campsite.
Ethan, you pure.
BlackRock, look, bro, BlackRock. There's a camp, BlackRock, up in Clayton.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I went to camp there one time, and it was $45 a night for a camp spot. That's why I completely believed you when you told me they were trying to buy your property.
We're talking about the largest hedge fund.
And yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, no, dude,
That's
that's
just
what's up.
maybe
That's
I'm not
good.
equipped to talk about these things.
No, it's good. It's
You
like-
have valid opinions.
It's good to it's good to hear about it.
I'm learning.
That's
Maybe
what-
along with
that's
some
what the
viewers.
point.
Maybe they're
Yeah.
learning some stuff too.
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Sebastian, do you know what BlackRock they were talking about?
what?
Damn it!
I love it.
Whatever.
I love it.
It's all
Also,
right, man.
Something.
Fun fact: if you're looking to live in the Metro Atlanta area, there is a program that's going on right now up until they say September 15th, but if it's literally on how long they have the money. But there's been some geo-targeting for Georgia and some other areas. But I can really only speak of Georgia right now. But they'll give you $5,000 in closing cost and $500 towards an appraisal if you live in one of these. You can call it like an economically distressed area. But like,
Not Section 8, but
it's not. It's. I mean, Section 8
Is it
does
like
fall
HUD?
underneath it, and it's not HUD because it's not HUD.
Okay.
But how we go look it up is it is on the it's run through the conventional programs,
okay.
and so think of like even some places out in Lawrenceville
Okay.
to where off of you guys know where Hurricane Shoals Road is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like that area
Oh boy.
would be able to be good for it. So it just happens to be some of these areas that are a bit more like economically distressed, but it's nice. It's like, hey, here's an extra $5,000.
Well, and I love those programs, and those are great. But what I want to see is the government pushing us to have homes, like not townhomes.
No, they want you to buy a house. They want you to buy whatever you
Okay, thank God, because that's what
it's not like they don't listen. No. They,
Okay,
this is
that
for-
makes me so much
you
happier.
have to one person on that application has to be a first time home buyer. Like it's like that. But at the same time, like the government's weird. So I don't know if you guys heard about this thing that happened in May. They were like, okay, hey, we want to help people with lower credit scores buy houses. We want to make housing more affordable to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower these loan level price adjustments. So
yeah.
depending on, you guys know, hey, depending on your credit score, you might pay slightly more, slightly less for a house. So they're like, we're going to lower these fees for people whose scores are below 679. And everybody was like, all right, cool. And they're like, but if your credit score is between 680 and 780, yours are going to go up slightly. So it's like, we're going to take from here and we're going to put it here.
It's like Robin
Redistribution
Hood.
of wealth.
It's like Robin Hood, but it's a bit more like
Well-
we're going to stab people that know what they're doing. Because it's like, wait a minute, I took out the time to get my credit higher and be
Now you're
financially
screwing me.
responsible, and you want me to pay more money now. It's like, yeah, no, we want you to pay more money. So it's just
It's an interesting take, because I mean, like, there is like, I'm not one of those people that's heartless, and like, I mean, that's what I was saying. That's the reason I'm really happy that you told me the program is more geared towards houses versus like a townhomes or apartments, or like just getting people a place to dwell.
Mhm.
Like a home and something like that you will actually like hopefully take pride in, update,
Yeah.
upkeep,
Yeah.
and do all those things so it grows in value. And that used to be people's like that used to be their last poker chip, you know, their wife dies, they lose their job, they get sick, or they have hospital bills, and they, well, you can always sell the house. And that's like, that was something that you owned and you could still make a move with to get and rebound. Sell the house, go get an apartment. And the apartments were, the idea of like, yeah, it's a cheap apartment because then you could save up to get a house.
Mm-hmm.
And now apartments, don't get me started on apartments, but that's the kind of thing that like America like needs to get back to focusing on buying land. God's not making any more land.
Preach.
Every man, woman, and child needs to have an idea of like having a little piece of their own. And then if we can do that, people can be more financially independent because they can say, hey, I got my land. I got my little spot. It's got some value to it. And another fun fact, get the rights to your mineral rights of your land and the air rights.
There you go.
Like if you don't get those and somebody decides they want to put something over your land and you don't own that right, you good luck. Or even better, if you find some black gold in the ground, some Beverly Hillbilly shit, you better hope.
What is it called when like you buy a plot of land and you want to turn it into your own country. What is that called?
Annexation.
think
It
that
starts with
sounds
an
right.
S. I thought. I thought it was like
Sequestering?
No, I thought it was like I don't know. For some reason in my head it was succession. but-
Sedition?
No, never mind.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah,
No.
bro. Whoa.
With that house you were looking at?
Hey, bro, maybe.
That's what's
Be
up.
like, hey, seceding, right?
Yeah, or there's just seceding.
Yeah, that's what
Texas can still secede if they wanted to
that's
from the
what
Union.
I'm saying, bro. How cool would that be?
Until the government hits them with another ice storm. But
Going back to the heart, you know.
This episode's been really good about
Yeah.
going first full circle on things.
A
We've,
lot of callbacks. A lot of
Love it.
callbacks.
I love it.
but I mean, that's the thing is like, if you did that and stuff, then it's like okay, like logistically, you just have like it bugs the ever loving shit out of me that America will allow Chinese government people to buy land in America. Like they almost bought farmland 15 minutes away from like a nuclear base.
Oh no.
That is so. Yeah, that's so ass backwards.
And you know what? You know how much Americans, you know how much land they allow Americans to buy in China?
0.
Exactly. Weird. Why do we let like?
You guys hear about Australia?
What happened to Australia?
China owns 60% of the farm. Oh, it's either 60 or 80% of the farmland in Australia.
God, crikey!
Yeah, everyone's fine.
It's just not. I mean, well, the thing is I'm not saying we should do anything like this. I'm super saying it.
Super necessary.
Like
Super
Goku.
necessary. But I mean, dude, if it gets down to it, I mean, like if China does eventually like try to attack Taiwan, then would like okay, well, all the Chinese people that are the Chinese officials, the nationals and stuff that are running this like government company that are not citizens, out. Like, you know, we take over that company, but at that point, China has enough microchips in all of our superconductors that they can shut down our power grid probably at any point. So,
Dude, Taiwan is fighting back, and I'm pretty sure that they'll be like, bro, I will burn this island myself.
we will burn this boat down
I'm
before
going
you.
down
Try
with it.
me. You think I'm not ready?
No, but I think that America is. Well, I'm kind of talking out of my ass now, but just looking at the amount of taxes.
Hold on, should we pause? We can just do a pause because then we can just jump back in. Just timestamp it.
Oh, we're off the air right now.
Hello?
Who is it?
Hey. Hey, what's up? Hey, can you hear me? He's just saying hello. What time is it? That's crazy. He told me his flight landed at 11.
It is 11.
Where's he at?
It says 10:48.
Yes, if his flight lands at 11. Wait, are you picking him up or something?
Yeah. I guess I should go get him.
Oh no!
This might be the end of the episode.
I think this might be where we wrap it up because we got to go get Oz.
Where's he? Is he at Hartsfield?
Yeah.
Two dead
Oh
mares.
no!
Well, ladies and
You
gentlemen,
better hit the road, Banana Man.
Seabass,
Love you guys.
love you, Banana Man. Ethan, thank you so much for
Hey,
being
of
on
course,
here.
I realized that I spewed a lot of stuff that I didn't know what I was talking about.
But you learned
so
a lot.
anybody, don't listen to what I was. This is just I'm not even a millennial.
He's a drummer.
I'm a. That's what it is.
Full
That's
circle.
exactly what it is.
Full circle.
Hey, do you know how a band finds out if the stage is level or not?
How?
If the drool is coming out of both sides of the drummer's mouth.
I love it.
Ladies and
All
gentlemen.
right, let's wrap.
Shaggy outro.
Huh?
What? Shaggy outro, go.
Shaggy outro.
like, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Like, we really hope that you join us for the next one. Like, Scooby, what do you... Send us out, Scoob.
Raggy.
Come on, bro, you gotta do it. Like, you gotta do better than that.
That's the best. It's just going to get more like demonic.
Like, thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Remember, stay strange. We love you. We'll see you next time. It is 11. It's like he's like, no, it's not. It's 10:48.
I thought he was gonna land, and he's like, it's gonna take me an hour to get my luggage, and I get there. I was like,
Oh